All right, today we're going to dig into something pretty cool. A kind of secret history of electronic games that's probably not what you're expecting.
So, if I say the words electronic game, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, me included, it's going to be something on a screen, right? A console game, a PC game, maybe something on your phone.
But here's the thing. The actual definition is way broader. It's just a game that uses electronics to create an interactive system with which a player can play. That's it. Notice what's missing? Yep, not a single mention of a screen.
And that right there leads to the big question for our whole deep dive today. Does an electronic game really need a screen? The answer, and this is where it gets fun, is a huge no. And the story behind that, well, it's pretty amazing.
Okay, so to start this journey, let's head back in time. Picture it, the neon glow, the sounds, the buzz of a classic arcade. This was a place where gaming wasn't just about what you saw, it was a full-on physical experience.
And yeah, it was way more than just video games. The whole arcade vibe really stood on these four big pillars. You had your classic video games, for sure, but you also had the clanging, tactile chaos of pinball machines, the ticket-spewing joy of redemption games, and yeah, even slot machines were part of the mix. Obviously, you had the big screen legends. I mean, Pong, 1972. So simple, but it was absolutely revolutionary. It's the game that really kicked the whole thing off.
But then, check this out, just a few years later, in '76, you get this masterpiece of physical gaming, Whack-A-Mole. It's electronic, totally interactive, but you're not moving pixels around. The goal is, well, it's right in the name. You're whacking moles.
And then things really exploded. The golden age was here. Games like Space Invaders in '78 weren't just games, they were full-blown cultural events. This is when video games really cemented their spot in the arcade.
So here's the key takeaway, right? The magic of the arcade wasn't just the screen, it was the whole package. It was that huge immersive cabinet, the weird, clunky physical controls, and just the energy of playing with a crowd of people. It wasn't just a game, it was a place you went to.
Okay, so from the public arcade, let's shift gears and see how that experience started to shrink down, moving into our hands, with the personal revolution of gaming on the go.
Now, I'm not talking about the Game Boy just yet. Before that, we had these awesome little handheld electronic games. They were these small, all-in-one units with everything built right in. But the really cool part, the thing that makes them so different, was the display. It wasn't a screen with pixels like we think of today. It was a custom, kind of pre-printed background where only specific little shapes could light up.
Oh yeah, you know the ones I'm talking about. Classics like the memory game Simon from '78, or Nintendo's legendary Game & Watch series that kicked off in 1980. Every single one was its own little device, built for just one super addictive game.
Okay, so we've seen games where the screen isn't the whole story. But now we're going to go way back, to a time before screens were even really a thing. We're going to find the true, ancient ancestors of the games we play today.
And this is where the history takes a really wild turn. I mean, some of the most important foundational games ever created had no screen at all. So what on earth did that even look like? It looked like this. Paper. Just paper rolling out of a machine. And look at these dates. This is insane. You have the Oregon Trail in 1971. The original Zork in 1977. Think about that. These text adventures were out there before a game like Space Invaders even hit the arcades. Mind-blowing.
So how in the world did you play it? Well, it was basically like having a conversation with the computer. The Teletype machine would print out a description of a room or a situation. Then you, the player, would type in a simple command like go north or take the lamp. And then, chit-chit-chit-chit, the machine would print out what happened next. Your entire game, your whole adventure, was this long physical scroll of paper.
Okay, so let's jump forward from the Teletype machine all the way to today. Because this whole idea of games that aren't just on a screen is having a massive comeback. We're entering this really cool hybrid world.
Just look at what's happening with tabletop board games. It's a huge shift. I mean, remember when you needed one person to be the game master and know all the rules? Now, an app can do that. You have physical game pieces on a board, but they're interacting with digital stuff on a phone or tablet. And believe me, that changes everything.
And here's why it's so great. The app handles all the boring stuff, right? All the math, all the rule keeping. It's a perfect referee that lets everyone at the table just focus on playing and having fun together. Plus, you get all this extra immersion from sound effects, music, maybe even little animations.
So, we've come all the way from paper printouts to these high-tech hybrid board games. But the definition of an electronic game is about to get even weirder. Get ready for a real surprise.
You know what? I have to read this quote directly from the source material because it's just too good. It says, "With the development of technology geared toward electronic entertainment of animals, video games for pets have also been created."
Did you catch that? Video games for pets. That's right, the player doesn't even have to be a person. There are actual electronic games, like one called Cyberpounce, that are designed for cats. Cats, I swear I am not making this up. So when you put it all together, you realize the story of electronic games isn't just this simple straight line towards photorealistic graphics and faster processors. No, the real story, the much more interesting one, is about how we keep inventing totally new ways to interact and play. I mean, think about it. We went from games printed on scrolls of paper to games made for cats. The world of electronic games has always been about pushing the boundaries of what we even consider a game. And that kind of leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What totally new way to play are they going to come up with next?